What's up, guys, and welcome to the 3 facts about every country in the world. And let's set one simple rule: the countries featured in the series must be members of the United Nations. As of 2022, the United Nations has 193 member states. Out of all internationally recognized independent countries, only the Vatican is not a United Nations member, but will make an exception for both the Vatican City and Palestine. They will also be included in the series. So in total, we'll cover 195 countries, and today we are making our way up to the Central African Republic. Afghanistan. Afghanistan is considered to be the graveyard of empires. It earned this cool nickname because over the past 3 centuries, some of the world's biggest players have stumbled there, including the British Empire in the 19th century, the Soviet Union in the 12th century, and the USA with its international coalition in the 21st century. According to the Economist Democracy Index, Afghanistan ranks last in the world for democracy. This is because the country is currently controlled by the Taliban. Afghanistan is one of the worst countries in the world for women to live in. Around 78% of young Afghan women are not in education, employment, or training, nearly 4 times the rate for young men. Women are completely excluded from formal political life, must cover their faces, and face many other severe restrictions. Albania. During the communist regime, Albania declared itself the world's first official atheistic state, 1967-1990. But today, Albania is one of only 2 European countries where the majority religion is Islam. Also, during the communist era, about 173,000 bunkers were built across the country, because the leader was paranoid that he could be attacked anywhere. Many of them still stand today, making Albania one of the countries with the most bunkers in the world. In 1991, Albania had only about 7,000 cars, 60% of which were Mercedes. Algeria. Algeria is the largest African country and covers over 2.38 million square kilometers. During major exams, Algeria completely blocks internet access to prevent cheating. Many legendary footballers have Algerian roots but play for other national teams. The most famous among them are Karim Benzema and Zinedine Zidane. Andorra. Andorra is small. It's the 16th smallest country in the world by land and the 11th smallest by population. It's only about a 40 kilometers drive from one side of the country to other. The total population of Andorra is about 85,000 people, which includes citizens and residents. Andorra has 2 princes. Andorra operates a unique two-principality government by 2 princes, the democratically elected French president and the Spanish Bishop of Urgell. While the roles of these princes are largely ceremonial and involve no real executive power, they require joint authority for major decisions akin to a ceremonial monarchy. Given its non-strategic location in the Pyrenees Mountains and lack of natural resources, Andorra has been without conflict for almost 1,000 years. Technically, Andorra did declare war in Germany in World War I, but it never sent anyone into the conflict. Given Andorra's lack of participation in World War I, they were forgotten about in the Treaty of Versailles and didn't officially declare peace with Germany until 1957. Angola. Luanda used to be one of the most expensive cities in the world. In 2024, it fell from 3rd place to 158th most expensive. USA President Joe Biden toured Angola in December 2024, becoming the first sitting president to visit the country. In 1975, Angola fell into a 27-year civil war dominated by foreign intervention, which included the USA, Cuba, and South Africa. By the time peace came, in 2002, over 1 million people had died. Antigua and Barbuda. Antigua and Barbuda has been inhabited since at least 2400 BC. The Siboney are thought to be the first people to inhabit the islands, followed by Arawak Indians. In 2009, Antigua renamed its highest mountain, Boggy Peak, to Mt. Obama. The 402 meters, 1,319 feet, peak was renamed in honor of USA President Obama on August for his birthday. Despite the change, it's still referred to be its original name. Antigua and Barbuda is home to the world's rarest snake. The critically endangered Antiguan racer snake can only be found on Bird Island off the coast of Antigua. Argentina. Javier Milei became the world's first openly libertarian president, coming to power with a platform focused on radically reducing the role of state. Patagonia in Argentina is one of the least populated regions on Earth, known for its extreme winds that can reach speed of up to 100 km per hour. Argentina has an extremely strong football culture. The national team is a multiple-time World Cup champion, and the country is home to 2 of the greatest footballers in history, Diego Maradona and Lionel Messi. Armenia. It lost 1.5 million people in the Armenian genocide. In 1915, the Ottoman government orchestrated the systematic extermination of 1.5 million Armenians, an act known as the Armenian Genocide. Turkey, the successor state of the Ottoman Empire, denies it was genocide, but governments of 28 countries, including Britain, Russia and France, recognize the event as an act of genocide. Armenians think they know where Noah's Ark is. There's a widely held belief in Armenia that Noah's Ark is embedded in ice atop Mount Ararat. Despite many expeditions, said Ark has never been found, but that doesn't stop it appearing on Armenians' coat of arms. The Armenian capital, Yerevan, is one of the world's oldest inhabited cities, constructed as it was 29 years before Rome. Overlooked by the snow-capped Mount Ararat, the capital has a bewildering numbers of historic buildings, not to mention a clutch of excellent museums. Australia. Australia is unique in being a country, a continent and an island, all at once. It's the sixth largest country in the world but the smallest inhabited continent, surrounded entirely by the ocean. Australia's kangaroo population exceeds 50 million, far more than the country's human population. These animals are a national symbol and occasionally a road hazard. Unlike most of the world, Australia's Christmas falls during summer. It's common to celebrate with beach barbecues, swims and outdoor festivals instead of snow and fireplaces. Santa is often seen wearing board shorts, and seafood like prawns is more popular than roasted turkey. Austria. Austria has Europe's tallest waterfall. The Kreml Falls, standing at 1,246 feet, 380 meters. The waterfall is in Hohe Tauern National Park, Salzburg, Upper Austria. Viewing the falls is free, but there's a fee for the waterfall trail. The non-strenuous hike takes about 1.5 to 2 hours. The Austrian flag is the world's second oldest national flag still in use. It dates back to 1191 and the colors represent peace and harmony. Around 1913, Vienna was home to several future world-changing figures. Adolf Hitler was living there, Joseph Stalin spent time in the city writing political theory, Leon Trotsky lived there in exile, and Josip Broz Tito was also in Vienna, all in the same city shortly before World War I. Azerbaijan. The Azerbaijan Democratic Republic formed in 1918 after the fall of the Russian Empire as the Muslim world's first secular democracy. The Red Army invaded Azerbaijan in 1920, establishing the Azerbaijan Soviet Socialist Republic. Soviet Azerbaijan lasted until 1991, when Azerbaijan gained independence. Even though Azerbaijan is landlocked and doesn't have access to the open sea, it does have a 713 kilometers, 443 miles coast along the Caspian Sea, the world's largest inland body of water. Archaeologists have found prehistoric tools and remains of early human dating back 1.5 million years in Azov Cave in western Azerbaijan. Bahamas. The Bahamas is every fisherman's heaven. If you love fishing, these fishing-related fun facts about the Bahamas are for you. The Bahamas has many exciting fishing spots, as it's a large archipelago in itself. Moreover, it also has many fish species, out of which 248 fish species are endemic to the Bahamas. The Bahamas is a popular filming location for Hollywood. Thanks to its turquoise waters and wide sandy beaches, movies like Pirates of the Caribbean and James Bond's Thunderball use the Bahamas as a backdrop. The Bahamas archipelago is more than 700 islands and 2,400 cays located in the North Atlantic Ocean, northeast of Cuba and southeast of southern Florida. Only 30 of the 700 islands are inhabited. Bahrain. Bahrain is the smallest independent Arab nation in the Middle East, at 301 square miles, 780 square kilometers. The nation consists of 33 islands, as of 2025, with Bahrain Islands making up 85% of the total landmass. The Al Khalifa family has ruled Bahrain since 1783, when they led the Utub tribal forces from Qatar to seize the islands. Bahrain became a constitutional monarchy in 2002 under King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa. The Bahrain International Circuit opened in 2004 as the first Formula One track in the Middle East. The 15-turn, 3.36-mile, 5.412 kilometers circuit was designed by German architect Hermann Tilke. The desert trek exceeds 70,000 and is known for its long, straight, heavy braking zones and ability to host night races. Bangladesh. The Sundarbans stretch across Bangladesh and India. This creates the world's biggest mangrove forest and home to the legendary Bengal tiger. The Ganges River dolphin, nicknamed the blind dolphin, navigates with echolocation instead of sight and is one of the country's rarest treasures. In 1952, students were killed while demanding recognition for Bangla as a state language. This sparked the independence movement. Today, 21st February, is International Mother's Language Day worldwide. Barbados. Barbados is named after a tree. When the Portuguese first discovered the island in 1536, the bearded fig tree was found all over the island. Los Barbados is Portuguese for the bearded one. Barbados is the birthplace of billionaire superstar Rihanna. Barbados names the street that Rihanna grew up on after her, Rihanna Drive. Barbados is known for its exquisite local cuisine and world-renowned chefs, making it the culinary capital of the Caribbean. Belarus. When it comes to democracy, Belarus is one of the least democratic countries in the world, ranking 148th. Belarus is also the least democratic country in Europe. Belarus is something called the Potato Republic, due to the importance of potato in its cuisine. Most dishes you order in Belarus will contain some form of potato. There are believed to be more than 300 potato recipes in Belarus. Alexander Lukashenko is the longest-serving president in Europe. He has held the presidency of Belarus since 1994. That means he's been in power for more than 3 decades. Belgium. Belgium is one of the most liberal countries in the world. In 1990, the country accepted the abortion law, and in 2002, euthanasia was legalized. And in 2003, Belgium was the second country in the world to legalize gay and lesbian marriage. In 2010-2011, Belgium broke a world record in a running democracy without the official government for the longest period ever, whole 541 days. The reason was that the Flemish and Walloons were unable to discuss some political issues and form a coalition. There are around 3,000 castles in Belgium, from medieval fortress to residential castles. The castle density per square kilometer is higher in Belgium than anywhere else in the world. Many of them stay in private ownership. Belize. Belize is famous for its hot sauce. Found on most dining tables at home and at restaurants in Belize, Mary Sharp is a spicy habanero sauce produced in Belize. The hot sauce holds national status that has extended all the way to Japan. The entire country can be driven in 6 hours, compared to other countries where it takes an entire day to see a change of landscape. We can literally go from reef to rainforest in a matter of hours. Traveling east to west takes only 3 hours. The country has no fast food chains. Subway tried to open a franchise chain a while back, but it failed miserably. The local Belizean subs were a lot cheaper and perhaps tastier. Benin. Voodoo is an official religion in Benin, to the extent that 17% of people here follow the practice. The average Beninese person is barely 18 years old, making the country one of the youngest nations on earth. Just 35% of people in Benin are older than 25. Benin has the highest natural birth rate of twins in the world, at 27.9 out of 1,000. Bhutan. Bhutan was isolated entirely from the world until 1974, when media was allowed to cover the new king's coronation. About 64 years since it was found. Television sets came to Bhutan no sooner than 1990. Gangkham Punsam is the highest mountain in Bhutan and has never been conquered. It has an elevation of 7,570 meters. Bhutan prohibits access to the mountain since 1987. Before that, many unsuccessful attempts were made to climb the mountain. Bhutanese still believe in the extinction of Yeti. Yeti and its smaller counterpart Michum is found to exist in Bhutan. There are detailed writings about these creatures, with the monastery believed to contain a corpse of Yeti. Bolivia. Bolivia has the world's largest salt flat. Salar de Uyuni is the world's largest salt flat and it's located in the Andes region of Bolivia. The salt flat covers 10,582 square kilometers, 4,086 square miles. It's famous for creating an effect where the sky and ground appear as one, forming the world's largest natural mirror. Bolivia has 37 official languages, including Spanish, Quechua, Aymara, and Guarani. The most spoken language is Spanish, but indigenous languages are also common. The Yungas Road in Bolivia, also known as the Death Road, is a narrow, winding path that connects La Paz to the Amazon basin. It was once the only road linking the two locations, but there are now safer options. During its peak, 200 to 300 people per year died on the road. Bosnia and Herzegovina. The first trams in Europe were used in Sarajevo from 1885. They were pulled by animals, mostly horses, but mules were also used, which were usually harnessed in a group of two in front of the wagons. 11 years later, Sarajevo was the first city in Europe to have a fully electric tram line. Peručica is one of the last remaining rainforests in Europe. It's located in Bosnia and Herzegovina near the border with Montenegro, and is part of the Sutjeska National Park. It's also the home to the tallest Norwegian fir tree, which is 63 meters high. Bosnia has a tiny 20 kilometers coastline that just out into Croatia, Dalmatia and beaches. The Ottoman Empire secured Bosnia's only Adriatic Sea access, a 20-kilometer strip at Neum that divides Croatia's 1,800-kilometer Dalmatian coastline. Botswana. Botswana was inhabited by early humans at least 400,000 years ago. Botswana has a massive diamond production. They produce 20% of the world diamonds, second to Russia. Botswana and Zambia share one of the shortest borders in the world, measuring only 150 meters in length. Brazil. Football is extremely important in Brazil and is a major part of country's culture. People play it everywhere, and Brazil has won the FIFA World Cup 5 times, more than any other nation. The country is famous for legendary players like Pelé and Neymar. Today, Brazil is also home to some of the world's best footballers, including Vinicius Jr., Rafinha, and of course, the GOAT Anthony. The Christ the Redeemer statue in Rio de Janeiro is one of the new 7 wonders of the world. It stands on Mount Corcovado and overlooks the city, making it one of the most famous landmarks in Brazil and a symbol of peace and faith. Brazil is home to some of the last isolated indigenous tribes in the Amazon rainforest. These tribes live far from modern civilization and continue to follow traditional ways of life. Brunei. Brunei is the 5th richest country in Asia, when measured by GDP per capita based on purchasing power parity (PPP). It's the 13th richest country in the world. Brunei became a British protectorate in 1888. In 1963, it was the only Malay state that decided not to join the federation that would later become Malaysia. The Sultan of Brunei, Hassan al-Bolkiah, is one of the world's few remaining absolute monarchs. Absolute monarchies are countries where monarchs or dictators still maintain complete power. Bulgaria. Bulgaria is one of the oldest European countries, established in 681 AD. It has had continuous existence as a nation-state for over 1,300 years. The first electronic computer was invented by John Vincent Atanasov, who has a Bulgarian origin. Sofia is one of the most affordable European capitals to visit. A daily budget goes between 35 and 50 euros, including restaurants and room accommodation. Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso translates as land of the honest, incorruptible man. According to the UK Foreign Office, Burkina Faso is one of 17 countries deemed to be entirely unsafe for tourists to visit. Thomas Sankara, who ruled Burkina Faso for 4 years, from 1983, is known as the African Che Guevara, due to his radical left-wing policies and mysterious death in 1987. Burundi. In Burundi, especially around Lake Tanganyika, there is a famous legend about a giant Nile crocodile named Gustav. He is believed to be over 6 meters long and is blamed for hundreds of attacks on humans. Despite many attempts, he was never captured and his fate remains unknown. Lake Tanganyika, which borders Burundi, is the second deepest lake in the world, reaching a depth of over 1,470 meters. In its deepest point, a stone will take almost 2 minutes to reach the bottom. Despite widespread poverty, many people in Burundi own smartphones, even without having electricity at home. Phones are often charged at shared charging stations, markets, or small businesses. Cabo Verde. Cabo Verde is made up of 10 volcanic islands, all formed by volcanic activity. On the island of Fogo, there is still an active volcano, which last erupted in 2014-2015. Cabo Verde has very small armed forces and is considered one of the safest and most stable countries in Africa, especially compared to many neighboring nations. Cabo Verde qualified for the FIFA World Cup 2026 for the first time in its history, and will become the second smallest country by population to ever participate in the tournament. Cambodia. River giant, the Mekong River is home to the Irrawaddy dolphin, one of the rarest species in the world. Cambodia is one of the few countries where it can still be seen in the wild. Rice time banks. In rural areas of Cambodia, there is still a tradition of rice banks. Families put part of their harvest into communal storage so that neighbors can take some in times of hunger. Night markets with frog music. In many villages, when the sun sets, frogs in the pond start singing. Locals say they are like living drums. And evening markets are often timed so that the frogs' music accompanies the trade. Cameroon. Cameroon is called Africa in miniature because it contains almost all of the continent's climate zones, from tropical forests and savannas to desert and mountains. In the village of Bangu, in southern Cameroon, bananas grow up to 1.5 meters long. Locals joke that they are banana swords. Football is so popular in Cameroon that during national team matches, even schools and shops are closed, and streets turn into a festive fan zone. Canada. Canada has the longest coastline in the world, stretching over 202,000 kilometers. If you stretch it in a straight line, it will be more than the distance to the moon and back. In Calgary, there is a network of underground shopping and residential tunnels that connects buildings and help people survive the harsh winter cold. The country has more lakes than the rest of the world combined, and Ontario is home to more than 250,000 of them. Central African Republic. In the Central African Republic, the Ubangi, Chari and Lubaye rivers provide the country with almost entirely navigable waterways, a unique situation in the world. SAR has some of the richest diamond deposits per capita in the world, so instability means much of the mining is often controlled illegally. The country is home to over 600 bird species, including some, like African black hornbill, that are found only in Central Africa. Alright, this is for today. Hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to subscribe and drop a comment with a crazy fact about your country. It might be in the next part. See ya!